Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a robot vacuum cleaner by Honiture. This is the Q5 model, can hoover as well as mopping the floor. It's on Wi-Fi, and once you schedule it, it will just work. After it finishes, when it runs out of battery, it goes back to the docking station. When I paid just under £200 on Amazon UK, so in dollars it's probably about $200. So this model have a dust tank where it pick up all the dust. It also have a water tank where for mopping the floor. This is not a technical review, it is just a video to show you what your money can buy at this moment in time. Any questions about the product, feel free to put it in the description. I'll answer you as much as I can, and I am planning to use this for the next 12 months or so at least. Until something newer come out, then I'll upgrade again. So this is a typical robot hoover, and you got display on top, couple of menu button. It always come in this plastic spacer which they remove before use, so that it doesn't get bashed around and damage the actual hoover. The idea is that the front lip, like a bumper here, that is actually a sensor. I mean, it does have like a sensor to stop it from bumping into big objects, but if it does collide with your, for example, a table leg or chair, once it hits it, it will stop and change direction. The movement-wise is propelled by two wheels here, which is on motorized, and also have a motorized brush here. At the back of the robot, there is this collection bin, and this is where the dust and all the debris is collected. So it goes in and then get trapped inside. It does have some high efficiency filter that you need to change every so often. As you can see, the dust box is not that big because this is not designed for a one-off cleaning. For example, you can schedule this to help you clean your house every day. So instead of once a month cleaning or once a week cleaning, this one actually runs as often as you ask it to run. I think less but often is the saying for cleaning with a robot. So anyway, so at the back of the bin, you open this up, and this is where all the dust is collected. Like I say, it's not really a big space, but all the dust will get trapped here. You just go to the bin, tip it over, and job done. So this is to help to clean the dustbin, and it also have a blade here, which is for if the hair get caught in the roller, it will. So, and then you can have the options of using this to detangle it, so rather than just pull out all the wire. So instead of just pull out the hair and untangle the roller, you can actually use this to cut it, which is quite neat idea. It comes with these brushes here, and they have left and right, and they're color coded. The machine will only work efficiently if you have a fresh one of these. They do get worn out because the bristle is where brushing against the floor. If you can imagine, if the robot is in a circular disc, when it gets to the corner where where the furniture is, it will not be able to have the suction to the corner, so you always have a dead spot. So this is where the brush come in. So once you attach the brush onto the rollers here, and they do kind of rotate in a way that they kind of brush all the dust into the middle path of the machine, and this is how the design works. So this is a water tank. I always want to know how this works because I have seen some of the more expensive machine with this function. So at less than £200, so this is the first time I see something like this. So basically you put water in there, detergent in there as well, and what it does, instead of hoovering, it will kind of mop the floor. So when you want the machine to mop for you, what you do is you take this one out and put this one in. So that's the unboxing done. Everything is laid out on the table. This is everything that you get. So one extra set of brushes, one extra roller brush. So these are replaceable items. So whenever you buy into a machine like this, make sure that you can get replacement.
Welcome to Use Robot Vacuum Cleaner. Smart Link. Wi-Fi connected.
So welcome to the part where this is a non-scientific test. which I'm going to test out the machine. So I have my tablecloth removed, and this is wood surface. So this is just a cheap IKEA table. And I have some bread crumbs on the table, some big ones, some tiny ones that you can see dust-like. And I also got some starch water mark over there, so it's just starch and water. So I'm not going to do anything like dried up ketchup or bird poo or something like that and expect it to mop it up. So I just want to see how good or how bad it is working. I'm not going to edit this part out so you guys can see exactly what your money can buy. I don't think they're going to show you this on the manufacturer website, but this is a good indication of how well it will clean your house. Now, I'm ready to catch the machine as it falls off the table, but if it is anything like the last generation of robot that we have, it will not, because it has sensor built in, so when it comes to the edges, it wouldn't fall off. So, but again, I don't know about this machine, so anything can happen. I got the water ready, so I got a tiny drop of fairy liquid or detergent, if you don't know that brand, but let's try that. I'll put the water from here. Okay, so there's 200 ml of water with tiny bit of detergent. Okay, I can already feel the cloth getting damp. So definitely water seeping through. Yep, definitely is leaving behind a watermark thing. So I think this is ready to go. So I'm going to put this. So I'm going to click this into the machine. So this goes exactly where the dustbin would have gone. And then switch it on. Now I can just press the button to have it automatically clean, but since I got the app installed, and I'm just going to press cleaning.
Room cleaning.
Now, of course, in the real world, they won't brush the dirt off the table. It will just bounce off the wall. I'm still really anxious of this thing falling off. But anyway, it's not falling off, so it's doing its thing. So the cloth is dragging behind the machine, is sucking up all the dust or swinging it off the table. And this is exactly what I mean. So even though it can't get into the corner, the brush will, the two rotating brush will help to move all the dirt to the middle of the path. Basically, it's like wiping the table with a damp cloth. So you can see it kind of like, clean off the mark behind it. I mean, so far it's doing rather well. Okay, so there's a bit of starch mark right over there, so hopefully it will move to that part soon. I think it's cleaning the edges at the moment. Okay, so instead of using a room cleaning function, if you just press play,
Mopping mode.
and mopping mode. So it knows that we have a water tank in there. So this is I think this is what we're supposed to have done in the first place, but I was just being lazy. So one thing about this machine is if you do mop the floor and if you don't take out the water tank, my worry is that the water is just going to keep seeping through over time. So it's not something you can just leave and forget. So for example, if I take this one out now, you can see that this part is a lot damper than anywhere else that they have moved across. So rather than just let it glide, and you see all the watermark at the back, this one doesn't do it because it's not really pressing hard on the cloth. It was almost like just like it gliding like this. But if you don't empty the water tank and just leave it on here, the water eventually I think will all come out. Okay guys, so this is how it works. you got a compartment where all the breadcrumbs are sucked in from the front part of the machine where the roller and the vacuum is. So this is all the breadcrumbs. I mean, it did a really good job. So all the breadcrumbs are in here. And then the water tank is kind of clean water because the water was never really in contact with the table. It was just a seeping through mechanism. I mean, you can actually get away with not having a water tank then, because all you need to do is just have a piece of damp cloth like attached to the back. So, I mean, time will tell. I will do a few more experiments and then maybe put an update on the video how it works. But so far, I think I'm quite impressed with the design. I mean, it suck up all the... I was thinking that, you know, the dirt and the water is going to be all mixed together, but it's not. So they pick up all the rubbish and then all the clean water is still in there. So immediately thinking, I would definitely have the battery mount. I would definitely have the charger mount somewhere which is not a wooden floor. Maybe have a piece of plastic underneath, just in case one day I'll forget to empty out the water tank. I mean, I wouldn't put too much water in there, maybe just enough to damp the cloth. I might even just damp the cloth. Forget about, like, you know, putting water in the tank. Unless your room is really, really dirty, then I will kind of like even change the mop head in between a cycle. But I don't really need that much water in there, because it's not like chuck out the water, suck it back up, filter. No, none of that. So might be able to just get away with a piece of damp cloth. It works the same, especially like a table here. Obviously, a tablecloth is enough, but in terms of the whole size of the room, you might want to just set it up and well, I can't even get it off myself manually. Doesn't want to come off. So if there is one thing that I don't like about the Honiture Q5 is this. I mean, it cleans the table, it sucks up all the dust perfectly fine. The bin design is pretty much similar to most other products on the market. You can actually open up the front and then you can just empty the dust out quite easily. This is the normal dust collection bin. But when it comes to the water tank, like this one here, very well, the rubbish is separated from the water. Fantastic. This is exactly what I think it should be. The cloth is still damp, so I'm going to take it off now. You do have to dry it, or else you don't want it to get moldy, for example. And then you have to clean this, because this is actually in service with wiping the dirty surfaces. But there is no access to the dust tank easily. I mean, I have checked and the instructions didn't even cover it. It's like, there's no way to open this. And then imagine if you are mopping the floor and then some of the breadcrumbs got wet. So now you have wet dust inside this compartment. It's not like water soaked, but it's wet. So with this little opening, there's no other way to open the box. All you can do is turn it over and shake it out. I'm pretty sure 99% or 90% of hair and dust will come out. You see, I have to shake it really well, give it a pat on the back just to get them out. I mean, it wouldn't be easy if you can just lift the lid and turn it over and it all comes out. But now I got bits and pieces left inside the tank, which I have no access whatsoever. How I'm going to clean the inside of this? So over time, this is going to get dirty. Obviously, you can rinse it. You can put water inside and rinse it out. It's not the end of the world. It's just not something that I think is very user-friendly, very user-unfriendly. And just give you a closer look. So this is Velcro. So you stick it on, you peel it off. So here's the app interface. So it shows you the battery. At the moment is 28%. And you got a few options of that you can do. So room cleaning. And it actually maps the room for you. So, you know, you can have a look at the progress in terms of your room. At the moment, it's just my kitchen or my table. Cleaning area, how many times it cleans. So it does give you some useful statistics if you're into that kind of thing. And just to show you auto return, so when the battery is low, it will automatically go home. But let's say, just to show you guys how it auto go home, so you can actually press a button, say recharge mode. So it will automatically go around the room until it finds the signal from the base, and then it will automatically park itself onto the charging base.
Start charging.
It's so satisfying to see the robot go underneath furniture like this. So now it's in the place where usually we'll miss. So if you have watched the video until the end, thank you very much for watching. And I hope my information is useful for you. At £200, I think this is really affordable right now in 2020. Do you really need one? Then obviously that's down to the personal preference. If you want things which is automated, then yeah, this will work. This will actually kind of clean and mop the floor for you. Basically simple things like don't mop on the carpet. You don't want your carpet to be wet. In terms of hoovering, make sure the robots have access to everywhere that you want it to clean. Make sure there's no loose pieces on the floor. For example, if you have a wire, like an extension wire, these things sometimes can climb through it. But don't forget, it got a motor underneath, so if it's thin wire, it will get tangled into the roller. The main benefit of this is you can set schedule. You can actually tell the machine to come out at a certain time of the night. That's what we do. That's all I have time for you guys today. Any questions, put in the comment section below, and I will try and answer them as best that I can. And once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time with more interesting gadget. Bye-bye.